We're here every Monday. Every Monday. I was a little bit worried about tonight because originally Andrea wasn't going to be able to come, and then Drizzle was like, I might not be able to come. And I was like, well, we're going to do a one-shot. Right. Okay, so getting a little bit back into it. This is a montage we just rolled into, one of the 2 DreadLore modes. So there's the Dread, which you guys have been in the entire time this session, and then the montage. Montage, you can just move through, jump to kind of the next encounter and such. We're going to say this is a new scene. So scene is a DreadLore mechanic, which you guys all know, which is why you just said, ooh.
We get our stuff back.
Yeah. The Dread is a meta-pacing mechanic. I did not coin that term. That was a term coined by my former partner in this game. It was a very good addition. As in, he did not create the Dread, but he did describe it very well. The Dread is scenes are meta-pacing mechanics. They allow the Arbiter to control kind of how difficult encounters are. And the way that works is when there's a new scene, they get their resources back. And that's almost entirely up to the Arbiter when that happens. So, nomenclature-wise, I differentiate scenes and encounters. Oftentimes in other role-playing games, an encounter is when you have a fight. In DreadLore, an encounter is just the next little s scene, right? You kind of have to have a different word because big S scene is what you guys just dealt with. Okay, so it's a new scene. You're in the montage, which also means if you are able to advance, you can go ahead and advance.
Do we get a cunning back, or not? That's just advancements, right?
Yeah, you only get cunning and breath or XP if you get goals.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get those resources, those attributes you get back from goals.
Right.
And also on that note, I believe Leah got a minor goal last game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Holker, if you would, make the party tick one more. Because Leah did get a goal. Did anyone get a goal in this past Dread?
No.
As in this game?
Not unless I hooked up with the...
Not as far as I know. I mean, I wasn't there, so who knows? All right, so if you want an advancement, boom, get your advancement on. And then we're going to start this montage. So there's no need for throwing down or bidding. If you wish to change the narrative or take control of the narrative and start bidding, we go directly into the Dread. But right now we're in that soft role play part of the montage.
I would like to.
You guys are all together.
I would like to bid an ability.
Okay, that does mean we go directly to the Dread.
And unless you guys want to talk first.
Before you go on, I'm going to tick up the goals one more because I actually last session or last week. Now that I'm looking at my goals, I actually met one of them.
What was it?
Yay!
To actually use Latin.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Was that a minor goal? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So, from getting that goal, you get 1 pip and 1 XP. You recover 1 cunning and 1 breath if you're down on breath and cunning. The major goal is the one where you get all of your cunning, all of your breath, and 2 XP. And if you get a major goal as well, or I should say, also if you get a major goal, everyone gets a pip.
Also, I forget, what happens when you get 5 of 5 pips?
You cannot get any more than 5 pips or narrative points. So there's a maximum on
Okay.
both. The narrative point thing is in the errata. That's not in the book. Because there just needs to be a cap on resources. Otherwise, people just hoard them. So basically, if you're getting a shitload of pips, once you get to 5 and you're going to go over, you might as well drop the load and gain a trait. Because otherwise, you just lose the pip. Narrative points, you don't get anything for going over. You just should use them because it gives you more command over the narrative. So if you guys at all are sitting there like, we can't accomplish anything, use your narrative points because that's a serious way you can.
In that case, I'll go ahead and drop my load of my pips and just do new traits as well.
When I named that, everyone looked at me like, that's awesome. They didn't. They didn't say that actually at all. At all. I thought it was silly.
So we should, because we got to go meet Rebecca at 8:45 at our apartment building.
I thought we were meeting her at 10. Oh, it's at 8:45? I wasn't paying attention. Don't listen to me.
So, but we need to figure out what to do with Mariah.
So you guys know, it is 8 o'clock. In game.
All right.
No.
Sounds good. I'm guessing this van's a little hot in the moment.
No, it's actually, I mean, it's very breezy actually.
Right now, particularly, I suppose.
Yeah, I feel like Nord, as crazy as he is, will want to. I feel like, guys, I think we should do one of two things with this van. Let's stash it in an alley somewhere, just and I'll grab and put some stuff over the window that's broken, or B, I'll spend the next 30 minutes on trying to disguise it. But I think we're better off just stashing this thing in the short term, maybe, and we'll ride together. And Leah has a car. I mean, maybe she should drive one of us around.
I mean, yes, I have a car, but it's all the way back at Simon's, near Simon's apartment.
All right.
Oh, that is where we're going.
I've got a car too.
Okay.
But it's also back there.
Well, I would like.
Should we actually? That's a good point. Should we switch cars because we might be getting too much heat on this one as well?
Yeah, I think I think that Simon's car is probably fine. They don't seem to be messing with it, but mine, it's just like every time I turn around, there are cops looking at it. They're just kind of going on. I feel like maybe we just go find a little back alley somewhere and park this thing between a couple of dumpsters. It'll be fine.
Okay. So on the way back to our apartment building, we can find an alley on the way.
Yeah, I think we should do it closer than further.
Closer to our apartment building, or you mean closer to
to here? Yeah, just kind of. Because I definitely feel, maybe it's paranoia, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know, but it's time to.
Maybe you're born with it.
Maybe I'm just born with it, but I would like to bid something really fast.
So if you bid, it's perfectly fine, but it means you drop out of the montage.
Sure. Just before we go, I'm going to take that red paint that I have and bid quick and dirty. And I just deface my van really fast. There's not a whole lot, but just to make it look different enough you know, there's not a lot of paint. There's not a lot of anything, and I'm gonna take my license plate off.
Okay.
Little.
All right. Since you're bidding quick and dirty, throw down. We'll see how good it is.
Little Gotham says it's like when your wanted level gets too high in GTA.
Yeah, you gotta wash it.
Yeah, you're in that situation.
All right. So, what is that? Mind or wits or grace or?
Which one are you gonna make a case for?
I'm gonna do. What is art?
I'm sorry.
Which one of those is art? I mean, mind. Like, I'm being creative. Grace is like, could be it. I'm gonna do grace, and it's the way in which I put the paint, apply the paint, and very unique and specific ways to make it look like it has a completely different design. So I'll do grace. It's just a technique. What I'll do is I'll make like a stamp, because I don't have a lot of paint, and I'll kind of pour it into like a little and a pretty wide stamp at that, and I'll get like a cutout, like a piece of a shelf, and like stamp the shelf, and then I'll stamp, you know, something with a design, you know, cross-haired kind of technique, like a shelf that is like a metal shelf or something, like, you know, how it has those crosshairs, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. What are you talking about? Wait, what just happened?
I would like to.
I was following,
around.
and then I was like, "Wait, where did I drop off?" So I don't know what the fuck you're talking
like a
about.
mesh.
Anymore.
You know, I'm gonna find like a mesh, I guess. Something that
I
has
was like, crosshairs. What are you doing?
I'm looking
What
for a
is that?
mesh that will that I can put paint on and then quickly daub.
So like chicken
around
wire.
sporadically. Yeah, like not like chicken wire. Something that's a little thicker than chicken wire. Something that, you know, will put a pattern into the van.
So what are you trying to do?
I mean,
I know what you're trying to do, but you got to find it. So you're telling me what it is. With the bid, you're probably going to find it. It's just, what is it?
Yeah, I'm going to use... do I need to a bid a different ability, or...
No, you've already bid.
Okay. Yeah. Search around for...
What do you find?
So to do what you're wanting to do, one thing that you could use is, like, have you ever seen like that diamond-shaped like packaging material? Because if you're parking it near a dumpster, you might find something like that.
Yeah, some packaging material, just something that has just the first thing that has a shape to it, like, you know, something. Well, you can't see it because it's, you know. All right. Well, it's much more difficult to find things.
Yeah.
Bubble wrap. They have bubble wrap then, don't they?
In 1982, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, they use that styrofoam stuff. I know what they have. They have those windshield wiper things. You know, that clean off the windshield wipers.
Squeegees.
Squeegees. Yeah. They have a squeegee. I'm just gonna take a squeegee, dip it in the paint, and do streaks in an artful way. That'll make it go faster.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. You do exactly that. You see Nord looking around, pilfering, looking around, dumpster diving as he pulls out this big squeegee. He's like, "Oh yeah." Are you using the one at the Shell station, or are you using the one that you find like something in a dumpster?
Yeah, I'm gonna search through a dumpster first.
Okay, he's searching through a dumpster. He finds like a one that they had thrown away, and he's painting feverishly, and just fucking up his van with this bright red paint. Yeah. So
Wow.
we're in the dread because he dropped the bid. What did you get on successes when you threw down?
I got 1 success, but I would like to use a proficiency.
Okay.
Unless that's all I need is 1 success.
This is all about how many you get. The threshold for this is just how well you're doing it. So the
Yeah,
better you
okay.
get, the better it's going to be. The more convincing
gonna-
it's going to be.
Use expression,
Mm-hmm.
because I would like to express myself a little better than I did. And so that's 2 successes.
All right. Yep, with 2 successes. Simon, you're sitting there seeing Nord disguise his van. I mean, all of you are watching this happen. Maybe Tony, you're wondering
Oh,
what
no,
the
it's 3
world...
successes because quick and dirty is I get a +1.
Oh, nice. Yes, indeed. Leah, Mariah leans over and she's like, what is he doing? As Simon, you know what he's doing. And it's one of the silliest things you've ever seen. Surely it's not going to work. Oh my God, this guy. And then suddenly you're looking at it and it kind of comes together. And somehow his van actually, it doesn't look like the same van. Like you're like, huh, if he drove up, I actually wouldn't immediately know it's him.
Yeah.
Somehow it worked. As it shouldn't. They got all these streaks, but it almost looks like palette knives, and he makes this crazy design that kind of incorporates what was there. And yeah, you can kind of see through where it's translucent and such, and the van kind of looks better. He's upgraded in a weird way. You know, Simon, that I'm going on you being a detective, and also Tony. If you start putting it together, what's happening? You know that if someone knows the make and model of Nord's van, it is absolutely possible to pinpoint this one. It's still the same van, and it still has a broken window. So there's a few things that are the same, right? But on cursory glance, you wouldn't look at it. You'd be like, oh, that's a van. Right? It's kind of like someone having a tattoo, right? So those are the things you notice. This will take a little bit of time. We're going to say maybe 15, 20 minutes or so. But, you know, for painting an entire fucking van, it's pretty quick. Yeah, the action's on all of you. What are you all doing?
So, where should we, what should we do with Maria?
Well, I want to come. Well, I always want to see the jazz festival thing.
It's a bar.
The
not
jazz
old enough.
festival?
Sorry.
Yeah, isn't there jazz there? They said there's jazz there and it's a party.
My guess would be it's probably going to be a adults only venue.
She frowns big time.
I know that's not what you want to hear, but my guess is going to be there's probably going to be alcohol served at this place.
So what? We drink alcohol at home.
Hey, don't tell your father you said that.
It's just
Anyway,
wine.
Point being that it doesn't matter. It's not something I can control. You're not likely to be let in.
Yeah, she folds her arms. She's still holding that wand thing. It's not fair.
I didn't say it was fair, but that doesn't change the fact that it is what it is right now.
What's the big deal anyway?
In some countries, like the United States, they have decided that children under a certain age should not consume alcohol.
She looks at you all and goes, Americans.
There's a whole different country across the bridge.
She sticks her tongue out. Ugh, Canada?
Oh.
Canada, oh Canada.
That's like Diet America.
Oh.
fuck you, kid.
No, don't cause an international incident, guys. You know, there's some really great role-playing game podcasts in Canada.
Well, Gotham
It hasn't
says.
happened yet because it's 1982. So,
Well, Gotham says, "Don't tell your father you said that." Which is you're quoting Leah.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Tony?
so that's a really good question. What are we going to do with Maria?
Oh, come on! I could just like wait in the car, and you see this mischievous smile, cross her face.
Little Gotham gave Leah a pip
Oh, did she?
for her relationship with her daughter.
Nice.
Well, I mean, we can leave her at my apartment. I wouldn't leave her.
Wait a minute.
You're
Wait,
fine.
actually, I have an idea. What if we left her at the diner?
I'm sure that
Looks at you.
I don't think. We
I mean,
can
they do
leave
I
her.
mean, I could leave her.
Eunice would love that.
They do have pretty good coffee.
I mean,
there.
realistically, that's probably as safe a place as we could leave her right now.
It wouldn't be the most antisocial thing we've done this week.
And I could leave
think
her
it
with
would-
plenty of money so she could order, whatever she wants during the interim.
She turns money.
Well,
I would
she
take a
is-
hell of a
money,
tip.
but also.
You
But also-
really
I
have
would-
to tip Eunice.
Well, dog.
The little rainbow. Parenting with Leah.
I
What do
mean,
you do?
if it's your daughter. I
I
would
mean,
leave
I'm
her
like
just
it's
alone.
saying, given our current options, that feels like the most safe place to leave her.
It's not like it's a strip club or anything. It's a jazz
Or
club.
we could take her to the
Because I mean, all of
motel.
our apartments. Let's be real. Right now, all of our apartments have been shot up, and
Not mine.
we've had people attack us. We've had at least presumably dead people come after us inside apartments. Really, we don't have anywhere safe to be right now. So I think the diner is about as good as we're gonna get.
Simon, what did you just say?
I said, not mine. My apartment hasn't been shot up.
That was perfect. He's like, not mine. It's true. Simon's apartment is the only one of yours that has not had a firearm discharged in it.
We could always go
Within the
take
span of
over
36 hours.
Yeah, there we go. We could take over Lee's husband's little hotel room.
At that point, Leah will actually give you like a direct, like, I'm going to kill you look.
Okay, then I guess we'll drop her off at the diner on the way back. Nord, there's an alleyway probably 2 blocks from here. May be able to put your van in. Then
Yeah.
you'll hop into the Buick and we'll drop Mariah off at the diner. Leah, you have to talk to Eunice about that. That's your deal.
No, that's fair enough.
and then we'll get back and pick up Rebecca.
Hold on. I assume we're going back in your Buick, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need to drop a couple things off at your apartment.
Okay.
And I pull out the books and I said, we need to keep these very safe.
Well, we can put them in the trunk, so they're with us if we need them.
Leah,
True.
at this point, Leah will
Right.
actually.
Yeah, that's okay.
At this point, Leah will open out the bag that she with the book that she grabbed, and she'll hand it over to Tony or hand it to Tony and say, "What do you think of this one? It actually looks like it's also in Latin."
I look at the Latin parts and I say some of it out loud.
No, don't do that. I will put my hand in front of his mouth.
Yeah.
Well, we
As you
probably
start to
need
speak
get
it,
going.
Nord's like, whoop.
But okay. Hint taken. I do peruse the Latin and
What is the book? Which book specifically
I think
did you?
you said it was basically it had to do with the Kabbalah.
Oh, the Kabbalah one. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Give me a second to find that, and you guys keep on going because the action's still on you.
Hey, so let's go ahead and get on the road. Once Nord, you get back into this car, then we can make more plans.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'll follow. I'll grab some trash bag, empty out a trash bag out of the dumpster, and cover up the back window, tape it up or fasten it up somehow, and then I'll maybe put a little piece of tape over the license plate so that one of the letters is missing, maybe the first one, and follow Simon.
Okay. And so we'll drop off
alley
his van in an alleyway and get you back in my car.
I'm gonna look for. Go ahead.
Which alleyway and where you can actually put it? Figure that out on the map. Or are you doing it next to the shell?
We'll do it close to the shell, I guess.
Yeah, I think I said that there was an alleyway 2 blocks from the shell.
Okay,
that
cool.
would be good, but I just made that up.
No, it's fine. That's fine. If you want to drop a narrative point, you can have it be what you want it to be.
Yeah, I'll drop a narrative point because I'm worried about my van, and I having slept in this van for a long time, I realized that there's this one alley that I sleep in that's not too far away on the way to Simon and Tony's apartment. That's pretty close to the fancy, actually. And he's slept there many times without any issue from police or anything. That has nobody's messed with him, and he's been van lifing it there for a while. So he can kind of comfortably park it there.
Yeah, that make a note of it on your sheet. As you find this place, or you know of a place that's pretty well hidden, and you're not going to get towed. It's actually a pretty safe place you can keep your van. There's the potential, someone steals your tires because it is Jefferson Corridor, Detroit, but it's pretty low. You've done this before. You slept there before, and so long as you move it in the next day or two, maybe 2 or 3 days, it should be good. A little nook you found, and then you guys go where?
Then we head to the fancy.
All right, so we montage. You're dropping Mariah off, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You drop Mariah off at. So we're back in the montage. If you can advance, then you can advance now. You drop Mariah off at the fancy, and we'll stay in the montage for this unless Leah, you want to specifically change something and bid. But yeah, you walk in. Eunice, of course, is there. It is at this point. We're gonna say. See, 20 minutes. At this point, it'll be. You guys have made pretty good time. It's 8:45 now. Because you've driven all the way across. You waited on Nord. You had some conversation. That's about 45 minutes. So, what's the sort of scene? Who's staying in the car? Who's going in? How is this going down?
I'm staying in the car.
Why don't you run ahead or go ahead? How far is your apartment? It seems like your apartment's pretty close to here, isn't it? Simon?
Yeah, we're not too far away.
The fancy and Yeah, you're actually
you-
well. You're about half a mile away, I think.
Yeah, it's not super far. If you
It's
want
not too
to,
far.
it's a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, most.
It's probably a quarter. It's probably a quarter mile away.
Yeah. You know, if you want to go ahead and catch up to Rebecca, I might just have a little lunch here, and I'll get you to go. Of
All right.
course, you might have to buy, so I'll pick it up for you though. Deliver it to your spot.
No, I think that's okay. I'm fine.
It's time to eat though.
Well, I can grab something from my apartment when I pick up Rebecca.
Okay, well I'll go with you then.
All right. So we're
I will walk, so you guys can go ahead and go on.
okay. Tony, are you coming or are you staying? You gonna
I
walk
will
with
go
Leah?
with.
Okay. So we'll drive over to the apartment. I'm gonna make a pass by to see if there's any police officers or anything going on first before I stop.
So this is before you go to the fancy.
No, this is we left Leah at the fancy. We were at the fancy. Now we're leaving to go to my apartment. Leah's there with
Okay.
Mariah, and she's gonna
Okay.
walk to the apartment.
Okay, let's deal with Leah and Mariah first. Leah, how does this go down? Eunice is there. Of course, she comes out the back. Boom, boom, boom. Ed, or whatever the fuck his name was, the chef, he's in the back. You know, you hear him whistling. There's a couple people. Actually, there's plenty of people in here now. It seems pretty busy. You it smells like a Waffle House, or a Norm's. Mariah just kind of runs up, sits down. She's like, "Coffee." What are you doing?
I'll walk up to Eunice and say, hey, we don't really I don't have a safe place to leave her for the moment. It'll only be a couple hours, but
You see-
and Leah will
you see
hand her a
eyes.
$50 bill.
You see her eyes just kind of like go, "Oh no," as you hand her the money, and they go directly to the money. You say, "Half an hour now."
Yeah. Obviously don't let her don't let her gorge herself, but anything that's left over you keep.
As Mariah goes, "I thought that was my money." As Eunice goes, oh wait, this isn't the tip. This is just for her to use. Listen, Leah, of course Mariah's welcome to stay here, but this ain't a babysitter.
It's as safe a place as any for the moment.
I'll tell you what. I'll take this 50, and then whatever her bill is, you pay it when you come back.
Fair enough.
As she goes, "All right, coffee coming up," and goes to the back and starts getting
Also,
coffee.
that's can I just out of game say that's a shit ton of money she wants for
To take care of your
For
kid.
just-
Do you know how much babysitters make?
Well, this is also
Which kind of
1982.
That's true. That's true. That's a shitload of money. It's almost like she doesn't want to do it.
Maybe
You
she
could
thinks she just don't know.
You could bid and come out of the montage.
Nah, I'm good. I'm fine with that arrangement. It keeps Mariah, relatively secure. So.
All right. So you walk back to Simon's and Tony's apartment building. Meanwhile, you guys have gone where?
We were headed that way. I'm going to do a drive-by basically before I pull in to see
you
if
shoot?
there's any.
Oh, I'm sorry. You just drive by it. I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah. To see if
Simon
there's
leans out the window. Motherfucker!
to see if there's any police presence, basically.
So as you move by, let's do a high or low. We'll say Nord. Will you roll that die? And yeah, Simon, call it.
Low.
It is a 4. That's very low.
All right. As you pass by, you don't see any cops. In fact, it looks like if you didn't know better, nothing happened. Business as usual. It's nighttime. Several lights are on in various apartments. Rebecca's light is on. Tell me high or low.
Low.
Your light seems to be on. And Tony, tell me high or low.
Hi.
We'll have Leah roll this.
I'll get my dice. Oh, there. That's a 5, but it's on. Well, that's a bit be high. So.
And you said high or low? High, and that is high. Your light is off. You do note, Simon, your light seems to be on, but then you see it flicker, and then go in intensities, where it seems like it's on, and then it's sort of like dim, and then it goes off, and then it flickers back and forth, and that's going on.
Did Mariah leave the TV on? I don't know. So I'll go ahead and pull the car in and park it.
Yep.
We may want to take 2 vehicles now that we're adding another person to the party. But we'll figure that out when Leah gets here and we get Rebecca down here. I'm gonna go into the lobby and is Rebecca there? Because when I told her, I said to meet in the lobby, or is she upstairs?
We'll see how. Okay, we'll do a high or low on this. I could see it either way, and the random is fine on this.
Okay.
Holker, will you roll it? And Simon, you call it?
This time I'm gonna call high.
You got to call high?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to roll low.
Wow.
As you... Oh, wow. Simon, as you walk in, you note it's like 8:46, and she's not down. Her light was on. She's probably getting ready, or
Okay.
maybe she's dead in the bathroom. Who knows?
Okay. So I'll go ahead and go on up to her room.
Yep. We will go into the dread at this point as Simon, you get into the elevator. As you're riding up, anyone going with him? You guys just sitting in the car.
I'll go with him.
I'm going with him.
Yeah, you're all going with him. Where'd you park the Buick? Out front or in an alley? I can't quite remember.
Out front.
This is out front.
Yeah.
Same place you parked it before.
Yeah, it's
As you guys get into the elevator, all of you, it's a slow elevator. One of those, you're only going up 4 floors. I think it's 4 because there's only 5 floors in this.
yeah, I'm on the 4th.
You can kind of see, the light of each floor as you're going. One of those elevators that seems like it should be a lot faster, but it's not. You kind of hear the cables squealing every so often above you. And the elevator shakes a little bit. And it's got one of those old school dials, of course. And big mechanical buttons to go up. Simon, as you're in here, you're with Nord and Tony. You remember the fight that you had with that guy, and maybe what sparks the memory is part of the mirror that's on the back of this elevator is actually cracked from where you gave him the old crow kick, and the ball buster disabled him. Nord, as you're in here, there's a smell that's slightly reminiscent of something, which you've smelled many things as of late, so it's hard to know what it is, but there's something that's familiar as you're in here. As you guys...
Can I bid the scent of colors?
You may. As you bid the scent of colors, it's formaldehyde.
Oh,
You're
shit.
pretty sure. As ding, 4th floor.
Hey, guys. Whoever was messing with my van has been in this elevator. I think.
Yeah,
One of the cops.
Yeah, or something. I mean, it smells like formaldehyde. So maybe it's the dead are coming back to life or something. Maybe these are dead people walking around, that have been embalmed. I don't know, but this is I just keep your wits about you. I think something's gonna happen.
Well, we'll go to Rebecca's and check on her.
I'm gonna
And-
pull out my little pistol.
As
Actually, no,
Nord
I'm not. Just kidding.
pulls out a pistol and then looks around and puts it back. Leah, you're about halfway there at this point. So you can see the apartment building. You see the Buick out front. It'll take you a little bit to, unless you're jogging or something, it takes you a little bit to actually get up there. Yep. So if you remember the layout, very simple. All of the apartments, they're on either side. So the ones that on the exterior walls, and then there's also interior wall ones. The hallway goes all the way around, and then the 4 corners of this building are the stairwells. Simon's apartment is next to Tony's, so you got Tony's, Simon's, and then Rebecca's is at the corner, straight down this hallway.
Okay. So I will go to. I'm heading to Rebecca's.
You hear as you guys pass by people's apartments. It's an apartment building, so you hear like various, the TV is going, people like shouting in the distance, and someone playing guitar badly, both above and below you, that sort of thing. There is the sound, the din of people living in a tight spot, all next to each other. Many people are watching the news loudly and talk about the storms, just little bits and pieces you're hearing. Every so often you hear like a crackle of the TV, like a and static, someone yelling, "God damn it," as they're slamming, into the cathode tube, trying to make it work. As Simon, you get to Rebecca Foster's. You hear someone singing from the inside.
Is there any police line on Tony's apartment?
Tony's? No, there's not. There's not. Nord's note worked. He bid, threw down, and to Leah's chagrin, it worked. You hear there's some jazz being played and someone humming along to it, perhaps. Female voice.
Okay. I'll knock on the door.
Ding, 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 ding. What are you guys doing meanwhile? Just standing there?
Yeah, I'm gonna knock Tony on the shoulder and be like, let's cross our arms and look tough.
Okay. Yeah.
Behind
we look tough. We look
You see that behind you. You hear finally the elevator doors close, and the elevator starts moving down. No one comes to the door, but you continue hearing that music and the singing.
I'll knock again louder.
Ding, 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 ding. Still kind of going. Just a second. As maybe like a minute goes by, which feels a lot longer when you're just kind of sitting there. Simon, you may happen to see out of the corner of your eye, Nord and Tony looking like 2 toughs behind you. The door opens with a chain. Rebecca Foster, you smell the perfume and you can see just, part of her face, the makeup and such. Oh my.
You're about ready? We
She-
headed
Almost.
to the.
She
Okay.
opens up the door. Come on in.
So
She looks good. She's in this black sort of polka dotted dress that shows some knees. She's got on a nice pair of shoes. They're not heels. A little bag she's holding. It looks like, like a makeup bag, and she's got, she's all done up. Her hair's done up and everything.
So I'll go into the apartment. As we get inside, I'm gonna be like, so what happened with the cops earlier?
Leah, you get to the apartment building. I'm assuming you're going up. It's like you just did this not too long ago. As you're walking in, you're waiting on the elevator. It opens up almost like it was sent down for you, and you're in the elevator now. Okay, so the cops. Do you all want to drink? She looks over at Nord.
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
hold on a second. We got a pregame before the club.
Absolutely.
Drinks are kind of expensive. As she goes into the kitchen. Yeah, so you hear her voice echoing. Yeah, so they came by. They talked to a lot of people. I told them what you said. Some guy misfired and, was taken to the hospital. She comes back in, kind of shrugs. No biggie. They didn't really care that much. They were after someone else, I think. And she sets the glasses down and starts pouring gin, and she's got some tonic that she pulls out.
Do you remember who they were asking you about?
She looks over at you with these extended eyelashes, and you see this smile appear, her pearly whites. Of course, I know my feminine wiles. Somebody named Silver.
Greg Silver?
It sounds right.
I heard about that guy. He was pretty handsome.
Was he?
Yeah. Greg
I don't have
Silver.
limes. I have lemons, though.
That's fine. If it's got alcohol in it, I'm in.
Leah, you get to the top of the stair, or the top of the elevator. Bling.
I'll probably go to Simon's apartment first, because I
As you're
don't
walking-
know that they. I don't. Yeah.
Go on.
Because I don't necessarily know that that's where they went. Plus, I wouldn't inherently want to go there anyway if I could avoid it. So I'll go to Simon's apartment and knock first.
Yep. As you're walking down the alleyway, the hallway, you're hearing all the sounds as well. You get to Simon's apartment. You hear the TV on and static, like white noise, quite loud, and then it makes that horrible blah, 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 electronic sound, intermittent with the news talking about the thunderstorm. There's a moment, there's so much sound on the other side of the door. There's a moment though where you think you hear footsteps, like thump, 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 thump. And then something maybe fall on the ground.
Yeah, I'll knock on the door.
Do you knock hard or softly?
I'll knock fairly hard.
Any movement that was inside stops. There's just the sound of the TV.
I'll knock one more time just to be on the safe side.
Ding, 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 ding. In Rebecca Foster's apartment, Rebecca sat down. She's drinking her gin. You see the lipstick stay on the glass. Yeah, so, they just asked a whole bunch of everybody questions, typical stuff. No problem. I got a few of the cards.
Were they Detective Marlowe and Thomas?
She arcs an eyebrow. How'd you know?
I am beginning to think that they're in on all this.
In on it?
Yep.
Well, in on what? There's a lot going on.
Well, we told you about the masquerade and how we think that it's how I think that it's some sort of trafficking ring.
Yeah.
And
That'd be so unfortunate in this city. City doesn't need something like that.
yeah. And so we found out that some cops are in on it, and I think they may be some. I talked to them earlier today, and there was something not right about them.
And she says, "Yeah, dirty cops. I hate them." And she winks at Nord.
Yeah.
Refill? She goes over to the Bombay Sapphire. You are muted.
Thank you. Nord is sipping. He's not a big drinker. He just needed something to cut off the edge a little bit. So he probably still has just a sniffer. You know, he's probably just taking a sip out of the thing.
Yeah, Rebecca has tossed hers back, and she's pouring another one.
But we're
Leah,
gonna go
you're
big tonight for sure.
Leah, you're outside. No one comes to the door. Are you doing anything specific?
At that point, I'll try the handle.
As you do. We'll say high or low, and Simon, would you like to roll it?
I'll call low.
It's a 7, so it's high.
As you feel it locked, you hear,
fine.
more of that static. Make a once you throw down a reaction roll. This will be wits. The threshold for this will be 2. It's pretty much always 2.
That's just 1. Yeah, that's just 1.
There's the feeling of you're not sure if anyone's in there or not. Maybe the footfalls were above you. There are a lot of people in this apartment building, but there's also the feeling that maybe there's someone in there, like at the door, waiting for you to leave. It's an uncertain feeling you've got. You're not sure.
I'm assuming there's a peephole.
Yeah.
I'll actually lean in on the peephole myself.
It's dark. As you look at the peephole, you see that it's dark. There's no light coming out of it. As you kind of look in, look around, from the other side, it'd be like your face like this, right? And you see whatever was covering the peephole slowly move away. And now there's light coming through, the fluorescent light from the TV. So you got one success. As you're sitting there, or standing there, in the hallway, in front of this door, as I've described it, thunder, all the sounds, an uneasy feeling maybe washes over you. Danger. You feel the goosebumps across your body. You feel maybe like someone's watching you.
At that point, I'll back away from the door, and I'll put my hand on the gun that I have, but I won't pull it out or anything like that, and I'll head towards the other apartment. There's the name I can't remember, but
Rebecca. As you,
yeah.
Or you mean Tony? Yeah, Rebecca.
No,
as you
Rebecca.
As you move away from the door and you go towards Rebecca's, it's that moment. You've had this in battle before, being a soldier, where you realize the cold sweat that's completely covering your back. As you feel maybe like you just dodged a bullet. Or would have. Inside Rebecca Foster's, She's on her second drink. So, where are we going? Are we going to the jazz club? Are we going somewhere first?
Oh no, we're gonna go to the jazz club.
All right, well, I hope you can dance. Because we're gonna dance.
Nord starts dancing.
Ooh,
Yeah,
she starts
I-
dancing with Nord.
Yeah, I think he can handle
He
the
totally
dancing.
spins her.
Uh-oh.
Gives her a dip.
She giggles. Simon, I don't know if it's frustrating for you or not, but you are now engaged with 2 party animals.
No.
Leah,
It's,
you're at the door.
I'll knock.
Clang, clang, ding, 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 ding. Hoo-hoo, you hear from inside, Leah. Oh.
That'll probably be Leah. You
I'll
want me to
knock
get
harder this time.
That'll be
Actions
Leah.
on you
You
all.
want me to get it?
She doesn't seem to pay attention. She's
Okay,
doing something
so then
else.
I'll go get the door.
All right, you open up the door. You see Leah.
No. We should be ready here in a few minutes. Do you want a drink?
Nord and Leah, Nord and
I'm
Rebecca are
good,
dancing.
But Simon, I think there's somebody in your apartment.
Well, we'll deal with that later.
They won't be.
He's-
I'm guessing they won't be there later.
Well, then that makes it easier for me. I don't.
You don't want to know why somebody's in your apartment?
I'm assuming it's going to be with all this. If we get into a fight again here at this apartment, that's twice in one day. It's just going to
Fair
stop
enough.
us from. It's going to stop us from going and getting the information that we need.
Alright, well, I'll wait out here while you guys are finishing up. And you can see that she's kind of uncomfortable being in this woman, or being, at the doorway of this woman's apartment.
Rebecca is a little bit liquored up. You can tell. You can smell the gin on her and Nord as Nord is dancing with her. She's quite good at dancing. Just a spitfire little thing. And as she looks over and kind of blushes when she sees you, but the alcohol has lowered the inhibition as she drops it for a second and says, "Come on, honey, have a drink with us."
Fine, I guess. And Leah will sit down and wait. And with that, I'll probably have to go, guys.
It's
But,
cool. We're
and I-
wrapping up really soon.
Yeah.
As she
Alright, and
pours
I
you a
will not-
drink.
Yes. I was gonna say, I won't see you guys next week. But everybody else, I'll see you the following week.
Yep.
So, bye, guys.
Bye.
Off to have so much fun. See ya.
Right. So, actions on you guys. What's happening?
Well, I'll pull out my flask and I'll take a sip of my bourbon, and then I'll let them dance for a little bit.
I kind of pull her in closer and, try to romance up a little bit.
Ooh, hot and heavy.
Yeah.
She says. I'm not gonna do it, but she whispers lewd things in your ear.
Oh, nice. Nord blushes a little bit and laughs.
All right, still on you all.
So, we about ready to head to the club?
I mean, it's kind of early, isn't it? We've got an hour and 15 minutes to get there.
If you guys
If we're
want,
gonna-
you can bid or throw down to notice something. You don't have to do this. It is up to you.
I will throw down, or I will bid. Hold on. I will bid guard.
Anyone else? You can bid or throw down. So the threshold's 0. You just need 1 success, or you can bid to automatically do it.
I will bid having fun with a beautiful woman
Yep.
dancing.
I'll throw down.
Is
What
that a
did you
trait you
say?
got?
No,
All right, then it doesn't work.
but it's happening.
What do you bid, Simon?
I'm throwing down.
You're throwing down. Okay.
Nope.
Nord, you can throw down as well. We're gonna say since you're in that situation, the threshold for you is actually 1.
I got 0.
Okay.
I got 0.
Yeah, you are having too much fun. Simon, so much is going on. You just don't happen to notice it. Tony, however, you hear a door nearby open and shut accidentally too loud. Thunk. Maybe the door is more weighted.
I think they're leaving your apartment right now.
Well, I'll go to the door and look through the peephole.
As you look through the peephole, you hear behind you Nord and Rebecca Foster dancing. She's doing that like annoying cackle that some people do when they've been a little too drunk and you guys need to be doing stuff, but they're like, no, let's have fun here. And that's happening. Tony is probably beside you. As you look out, seeing the fisheye, view of this hallway, you can kind of see down the hallway toward your apartment, but you can definitely see straight down to where the elevator is. You wait. The light is not great in the hallways, but you see a shadow kind of cast on the wall and stop. Almost the feeling of, does this person know you're looking? Surely not. And it's kind of paused there for a second. Do you do anything, or do you wait?
I'm still gonna wait because I'm watching. I'll put my hand on my gun, but
as slowly come into view, you see the man who attacked you in the elevator. Overcoat. I believe I described him having. I think he had a hat on. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
His hat is off. He's red-headed. Close cropped. He's got a little bit of a bald spot going. Same look as before. Looks like he's carrying something under his arm, obscured by the overcoat. As he's walking around, he actually looks over at you, or at the door, you realize. Kind of pauses, listening, and then starts toward the elevator.
Okay.
He has his hands are covered with the blue gloves.
Okay. I'm going to let him get to the elevator, and then I'm going to exit the apartment and go to where I can watch him leave the building.
Where would that be?
Is there a window that I can see out to the front of the building somewhere? Or is there...
Yeah, because you could see Rebecca Foster's. So you'd go in the stairwell and there'd be a window in there. Or you could go to the roof to get a really good view. Or in Rebecca Foster's you could look as well.
Okay, I will go, since they're in there, I'll go to Rebecca's. I'll stay in Rebecca's and go to the window. And once I see him get in the elevator, I'll watch the elevator go down and then go to the window.
You do. As you, Nord and Rebecca are partying, she's poured another drink. Tony, you see Simon, because I'm going to say Nord is probably engaged right now. You see Simon going over to the window, pull back the blinds, and he's waiting at the window looking over like a detective, or like a PI. What are you doing?
I go over, I sneak over to Simon and I say, you see anything?
Well, the person who came out of my apartment is the guy who attacked me and Mariah in the elevator. He's left. He's going down. I'm waiting to see where he goes when he leaves the building.
We'll say when you saw him, he had a slight limp.
Yeah, his nuts probably still hurting him.
You know his name?
No, I do. No, I don't.
I wonder if this person will follow us to the club.
Well, he's already leaving, so that's
maybe
what I'm
he'll
gonna
meet
watch.
us
That's what I'm watching to see where he goes.
You see him come out the front. He's got a hat on, so you can't see his red hair or anything, but still the overcoat and such. So you're pretty sure it's him. Then you realize it could be any of the detectives you've seen, but you notice he's got that limp. As he limps past your Buick, he actually looks in the windows and tries the doors. Are they locked?
Yeah. Remember, I've got...
Yeah. As he doesn't tarry too much, he walks down the sidewalk a little bit, crosses the road into an alley, and you can't quite see from the vantage point you're at, but after you're sitting there for a moment, you see the reflection of a window as he's opened the door of a car that he has parked in the alley, and it shuts. And no headlights. He doesn't come out, but the car seems to stay there.
Okay.
As you know, you have realized your Buick wasn't there before.
Yeah.
And now it's there now.
Yeah. Does our apartment building have a... Oh, wait, no. Does it have a back door or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So...
The stairwells all have the emergency doors to go outside.
Okay.
But you can't come inside.
Right. It looks like he's staking the place out. He's in a car across the way. I think I'm going to try and get the drop on him.
Well, you gonna like shoot him?
As you say that, Rebecca Foster turns. Wait, hold on. What are we talking about shooting people?
No, I'm gonna ask him questions, but I'll do it at gunpoint.
You're gonna keep me safe, aren't you? She said to Nord.
I
still
got you.
smiling. The drunk has started to settle in.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're gonna go dancing. It'll be at the jazz club. Everybody's gonna be having a great time. Drinks will be flowing. It'll be a wonderful night.
All right, what y'all doing? Nord, you don't need to have too high of a threshold on this, but are you gonna bid anything here, or are you just kind of letting it ride?
I will bid human.
Oh,
is my race.
Yeah. Yeah. As you bid human, and yeah, Rebecca and you, she's with you right now.
Nice. Yeah, well, we got some stuff going on. I don't know if we're gonna have to pause for a second to go interview this young person. And they say guns and shooting. We're just talking. It's just a conversation. We're gonna go dancing here in a minute, and I would love to dance with you at this jazz club. I think that would be just a real...
Oh, we're gonna dance. She grabs your ass. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna go get the drop on him. If you want to come for backup, you can.
I think you're gonna need it. Yeah. But
Yeah.
maybe we should exit separately.
No, I'm not going out the front. I'm going to go out one of the back doors, walk around the building, and come up from behind on him because he's got the building staked out.
I mean, that sounds
think-
good, and I think you might need some help.
Yeah, no, I feel like you might need a little help. And, are you sure you want to do this right now? I mean,
We
this
don't
is
have
gonna
much of a
take-
choice. He's going to be waiting for us.
He's
Yeah, it's
taking
true.
the place out. Yeah. If we leave out the front door,
Just let
He's
them
gonna-
go, and we'll stay here and talk.
Well, I would love to talk with you. That's a real thing, but I gotta watch out. These guys, they won't. Somebody needs to keep an eye on them, but I promise we will be back and we will have a good time tonight.
and Tony, since you want to shoot him, please leave your gun in your pocket.
I'll leave it in my pocket, but
All right. What do you guys do? Actions on you.
I'll
I'm
reluctantly follow Simon.
I'm
So
going
we
to.
montage to the bottom of the stairwell. And now we're back in the dread. How are you pulling this off?
Okay, so I mean, knowing in the alleyway he's in, the building, I'm going to come out and go around to get
So
the
the
drop
long
on
way.
him. Yeah, I'm taking the long way so he won't see me, and I
Okay.
can come up behind him in his car.
It's a good plan. What do you bid?
I'm gonna bid detective, just because it's
Sounds good.
in that.
All right, so we're gonna make this interesting. You bid detective. You all follow Simon. He moves with intention, with a pre-planned strategy. It might look. It might look expert. We'll find out. Hey, with detective, you've done this before. Looks like he knows what he's doing. As you come around, the question is, do you sneak up on this guy? So we'll have a throwdown. Make this simple. You guys can aid if you wish. You just have to know how you're aiding. I'm going to, since this is an antagonist, like an actual antagonist, he's got a bow def, so the bonus defense, and I'm going to roll for him. So you understand the threshold will likely be high.
Okay.
I will.
And this
Assist.
is not, and what this is do you get the drop on him? The stakes are if you get the clean success, you in fact do get the drop on him. Otherwise, it's a degree of that.
Right. Is this going
Alright.
to be great? Is this Grace?
I think it could be several different things. It depends on the description of. I know you're getting around, but as you get to the back of the alley, which is behind his car,
Mhm.
there's plenty of ways that you can go about this. I'm going to leave it up to your creativity and if they aid you. The threshold on this is 4.
It's going to be.
I'm happy to assist
Okay.
if you want.
I'm going to do. I think I'll do wits, because it's more in the planning to try and get there and not mess up, that sort of thing. So that's 2 so far. What aspect are you giving me? 'Cause you said you were Aiden.
Yeah, my. Would this be a Grace thing or a mine thing?
It's whichever one however you aid him.
I would like to, because I know a little thing or two about hiding. So I would like to kind of say, point out some shadows and stuff like that, and
Looks
sneaking
good.
up.
So I'd
on
say that's
this.
mind or
Mind.
wits, either one.
Mind. It's a D10.
D10.
I will
And
also
remember-
aid with
go on.
wits.
All
I
right,
will also
remember to aid, you have to drop a trait.
I'm going to drop the trait hide.
What
And
was
and what's the aspect die for Tony that you're giving him?
It's a D8.
Okay.
D8?
So Simon, go ahead and describe how you all are going about this as they're aiding you in the way that they do.
Okay, so that's 3 so far. So I'm, and then I'm also gonna, I will bid my suit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
For some extra dice.
Yeah, and that's me. Like I'm pulling up the collar and
Getting ready
trying
for
to
it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 4 there.
So
So
you're at
basically,
limbo.
yeah. So we go out and we're sneaking around the building. I'm going the long way and taking it slow. They're following behind me. We get to the back of the alley. There's a few dumpsters back there, and I'm like going and ducking behind the dumpster and like motion for them to come on, and then we'll go to the next one and kind of like in the old school where you see them like go from hiding spot to get up.
And how do you
behind
incorporate Nord and Tony's aid?
Well, Tony's pointing stuff out, or
Nord.
Nord's pointing stuff out, like places to duck in and stuff. And what did you bid, Tony?
I bid local.
Local. So it's where Tony has lived across the alleyway for a long time. He's watched people go through the alleyway and that sort of stuff. So
Yep.
he's telling me like he's like motioning in a different way because we're trying to do this silently. So he's like, yep.
As you all are in the alleyway, it's one of those things, sneaking up on people's difficult sometimes. There's places you're moving back and forth, kind of crisscrossing, staying in the shadows, getting closer, inching closer and closer to this Oldsmobile. There's a big boat car, brown, with the circular lights on the back and such. And you got 4 successes, right?
Yep.
So you're at limbo. You get up pretty close to the car. You see that he's in the car. He's looking through something, maybe digging through a duffel bag or whatever it is he had, perhaps. You don't know. He's got his hat off. You see the red hair and such. Being limbo, you'll see that his doors are locked. The little, it's very obvious the little locks have popped all the way down. As you get up almost to the back seat, you see his eyes just happen to look over to the side view mirror, and you see that he's got piercing blue eyes, right? And he sees maybe your legs or your feet. So this is the limbo. You're right on the car, but right then he sees you, or he sees someone. Yeah. So we go into a round. World action. Thunder peal. Nord, you may be off to formation wise. I'm going to dictate this, but you guys can correct me if you want something else. I'm thinking Simon is up front to the left where the driver's side is. Just at the passenger behind the driver's side. Or the back seat driver's side.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Nord, you're on the right side, a little bit behind the car. And Tony, you're directly behind Simon. Do you have a problem with any of that? Do you guys want to be placed anywhere else?
Probably because I'm not a professional fight person. I'm probably back a bit.
How far back are you?
Probably 20, 30 feet at least.
Okay, we're 20, 30 feet behind, still on the right, but behind like one of those Grimace, or not Grimace. Who's the trash can dude in the Muppets?
Oscar.
Like Oscar style trash cans.
Sure.
Tony, you cool with the placement, or are you elsewhere? Okay.
I'm good with it.
Nord, you being at that vantage point, you can see this guy as he turns and looks, and his eyes flash. You see this light, like a photography flash, pop out, like he had a camera or something inside of his car. The rest of you do see that flash, but Nord, you saw it coming from his eyes. This is the world action. The bad guys go.
I'm gonna spend a
You
cunning.
see him, and you drop cunning. Anyone else?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm gonna skip cunning for the moment.
Sounds good. As you guys drop cunning, you go during the cunning round. You see him reaching for something. You could assume it's perhaps a gun. You don't know. Looks like he's reaching down for something.
I've got my gun out, and I'm like, and pointing it at him through the window. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
As you have it pointed, maybe at the back of his head, or do you move all the way up and point it?
I'm gonna I'll tap the window with it and strafe to the
All
side.
right, what are you bidding to do this, or you just? I mean, typically, yeah, you need to bid something to have an effect.
I'll do gunplay.
Okay, is this to intimidate him, or is it to?
Yes, it's to
Okay.
intimidate him to not to stop what he's doing.
All right, throw down.
And is this wits again, or?
I think wits could work.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give him I'm gonna give him a negative, which just makes you get a positive. So you're going to get upper hand on your throwdown, which means you roll twice and take the better.
Okay.
That said, to intimidate him, threshold 5. Now that upper hand applies to anything you roll.
Okay. So I'm at 2 right now.
If you have any abilities that just give you successes for stuff, that would help. Ninja gear, of course, and you all see what's going on, so you can still aid him. I should say Tony can aid him unless Nord, unless you drop cunning.
Okay, I'm gonna, since I've got I'm gonna bid my snub nose, the trait concealable on it.
Yep.
Since it's, that's a D6. Nope. Oh wait, no, roll it twice. Yep. Same thing.
You need some Hulker dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 is really high. That's a very high threshold. Tony, are you going to aid Simon at all?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
what do you bid to do it?
I am going to bid.
And what's the die you give him?
It would be a
What is it? Tell us now.
a mind die.
You
which would be
gotta
a
tell
die
us what
6.
it is. All right, you get a
Die
die
6.
6. And go ahead and bid one of your traits to do this aid. You also got to say how you aided.
Oh yeah.
I will bid look the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just kind of prepare to
You bid
you know,
look the other way.
Yeah.
You bid look the other way. Now, how do you affect this? What does Tony actually do to affect it? This is an interesting idea. You're changing the fiction, so
Yeah.
what are you doing?
You know, I pull out my gun.
Yeah. He pulls out his
And
gun.
I kind of show it to the towards possibly in view
Like you
of,
kind of do. Like you're like, this is a gun.
yeah, and then
Are you on the same side? Or are you on the opposite side?
I'll say I'm on the opposite side.
All right. As Simon, you see Tony on the opposite side pull out his gun and just show it to the guy. And the guy is distracted, which means we're going to say threshold is 4 instead of 5.
Okay, well, I also bid, because I did the trait on my gun, but I'm actually going to bid the gun this time.
Nice.
So that puts me at 4.
Okay, you're at limbo.
Yeah.
So I wanted to highlight an idea here because it hasn't happened quite yet. One of the things is it's important that you guys describe, because if you have like a way that kind of solves the situation, that can affect the threshold. Right? That's part of the arbiter's job to be like, okay, what you did actually makes it worse. Or, oh, what you did actually makes sense.
Right.
So him going to the other side, distracting, all that stuff, you getting the drop on him actually lowers the threshold. So it's at limbo. You see him hesitate. You also see what he's holding. Both of you do, since you're right at his level. You see he's got on these blue gloves, and there's a duffel bag next to him full of a bunch of your shit, Simon. Like your toothbrushes in there. Weird bits and pieces you see. Your fucking favorite coffee mug. All kinds, like if you've got a diary, bam, that's in there. He obviously searched your house. Whatever it is. In the floor, you see a Tommy gun. You see a goddamn chopper. Yeah? And in his hand is a curved blade. It looks weird and foreign. It comes out and curves at like not a 90-degree angle, but a very sharp angle, no pun intended. It almost looks like a fish hook or something with this gnarly curve on it. It's got runes inscribed all on it. Looks like it's made of like just some ancient way of forging iron. As he pauses, the look on his face is not pleased. He's gritting his teeth. His eyes are cold and dead blue as he's looking at you, accentuated by the pasty white skin and ginger hair. As he just follows you and then happens to get distracted by Tony, you see him kind of relax a little bit, like he's not going to do something. Action's still on you two. You guys have dropped cunning.
Roll the window down.
He slowly rolls it down this way.
First off, I'd like my stuff back. Secondly, why are you following us?
His gaze is unfaltering. He doesn't blink. Just checking.
Just checking what?
You see the gears in his head working. Seeing what you know. There's maybe a little bit of rain, just as the wind blows it.
And what do I know?
Haven't figured that out yet, Simon. As he reaches over for the duffel bag and pulls it and shoves it out the window.
And who are you?
For the first time, he kind of smiles, but it's this weird, like, smile. You don't remember?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You should get better locks.
Oh, trust me, I will.
As he sits the knife down and puts both hands on the steering wheel, you hear the flex of the leather or whatever these blue gloves are made of. So what's the next move, Simon?
Well, I want some information first.
Yeah.
What are
What do
you
wanna
wrapped
know?
up? What are you doing in all this?
You see him kind of like squint again. Okay, we're gonna say that's the turn. Tony, do you do anything else? You've aided. You've got the gun out. You're hearing this conversation. Nord, you can also hear the conversation, though you're 20, 30 feet away.
No, I'm not going to interrupt him.
Okay, so we move to the antagonists. You know, the plural. As the guy has his hands on the car or on the wheel. I don't think I'm going to answer questions today. But we'll meet again. As he goes to turn on the car. Now, you can't really act outside of your turn, but you have a gun trained on him. So, I mean, you can act. It's pretty clear he's going to turn on the car and go.
I'm going to take a photo.
All right, as Nord, you have to wait for the player turn
Sure.
to actually do it unless you drop
Absolutely.
cunning.
No, I can't. I'm going to wait.
As the lights turn on,
Oh, well, I'll see you again.
count on it. Where's the little girl? As he kind of
She's none of your business.
smiles again.
If ball's still aching from last time.
He kind of flinches. Involuntarily. Yeah, I'll probably see her again too.
I doubt that.
As it is the player turn, Nord, you guys see the flash of Nord's camera. Nord, do you want to bet anything to get a particular photo, or are you just getting a photo?
I'm gonna bid a telephoto.
Oh, and
Or
what do
my
you
lens.
specifically want?
I want his license plate. Not
Oh,
that
yeah,
I think it'll do any good, but
You definitely get his license plate. Anything more specific?
I can't imagine from that distance I could get a whole lot of detail. It gets the make and model of the car and the license plate.
Okay. As
And
the
anything
telephone-
that's in the back window, would probably.
Yeah, I dig that. As you do. You can note of that really quick.
Yeah. As he drives away, I would make note of his license plate as well.
Okay. You see the license plate will have the number 42 repeated 3 times.
So, guys, what's going on? Seems like a nice conversation.
I'll pick up my duffel bag of stuff.
You do. You see it's full of like random normal stuff. He searched your apartment obviously pretty well. So unless something was just really well hidden, he probably found it. Or if it was locked away in a way that he couldn't get it. Like if you had a lockbox.
Yeah.
But we'll even say like, does Simon have a safe?
I'd assume so, yeah.
How good of a safe is it?
Being a PI, it would have to be a very good safe because it would be stuff that I would keep very important stuff in.
We'll do a fate roll, not fate roll, I'm sorry. We'll do an opposed roll really quick. Because this guy has a certain set of skills.
Okay.
So, We're gonna say on your ninja gear you need safe, right? Like PI safe. Since it's a very good one, we'll say that it has 2 traits on it. It doesn't matter what those traits are yet. You can decide what they are. So that means it gets a D8 for a roll. Go ahead and throw down, and also get that D8 for the safe.
Okay.
Whichever aspect makes sense for you to secure the safe or hide it, or perhaps buy the particular whatever.
I think that would be mind.
Okay.
Because
I think that makes sense.
that's knowing what to buy and that sort of stuff. And
so let me throw down first, and I'll say what the threshold is.
okay.
We will give you you'll get a +1 because you are a PI. What are your abilities?
Oh, Master at Arms, Small Arms, and Armor of the Heart.
Okay. We're gonna say that you get a +1 for this because it's in your backstory. I think when you advance next, you should go into an ability that has to do with being a PI. And that way, when you do PI stuff, you can gain, when you get the upgrades, you can get bonuses to it.
Okay.
All right. So the threshold, because his bow def is a 3 plus, threshold is 6.
Ew.
Yeah, he's a pretty upper middle road antagonist. I would say if I'm thinking of the chart, he's probably a challenge 8 or so.
I'm gonna use a proficiency.
He actually might be a little higher than that. Can you guys hear the dog? You can hear the dog? Okay, good.
Oh, I did there.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
There it is. A dog is barking in the background.
2.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Cars screeching off. Shouting in the streets.
One of the traits on the safe as well.
Yep, do it.
Character building is fine. Simon builds his character. He's a character guy.
Can I build
Character kind of guy.
Okay, I'm gonna bid my flask as well because I'm gonna take a sip from the flask.
Yep.
I'll do one more. Proficiency. Okay, there we go. Well, that's 4.
All right.
But I bid 2 traits and I used 2 proficiencies, so.
And that's
and
with your +1 as well, right?
Oh no, so it's 5 for my +1.
So you get a 5. All right. So you fail that threshold. However, it's not by 2, which means it's not a crit, as in he doesn't get a crit. And it's obviously not another failure. You see that there's a couple things in here you're surprised that he could find. And maybe like one file that was actually in that safe.
Yep.
As you realize he got in the safe somehow. And that's a good safe. What in the world? But what's strange is the file it's really not that much. It's maybe the thing that was just on top.
Yeah.
He could have gotten so much other things. Why didn't he get the other stuff? And it might dawn on you, maybe. maybe he was interrupted. As you realize, Leah banging on the door likely interrupted him.
Okay.
So while he got into the safe, he didn't get into it enough to actually pilfer it or to
Right.
go through it. So that's he did get in, but he didn't really get anything of note. Okay, so you guys are standing in this alleyway. Last encounter, Nord.
Is the scented color still up?
Yeah.
Do I smell any formaldehyde?
Oh yeah,
Is it kind of effervescent of this?
it is. It's
This guy
fading
is-
fast outside, but
Yeah.
it's there.
I probably ran up right after he sped up,
Hmm.
drove off to how you can smell that stuff. It lingers. You guys smell that, right? It's not just me.
It's very faint when you think about it. Nord, it's obvious to you.
No. This guy's he's got the glowing eyes. I mean, is it just me? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw the
didn't.
eyes.
He has blue eyes, but I didn't see them glowing.
Yeah, he's got whatever that zombie. He's
Reminds me of
not
them cops.
alive. Yeah, it's just like those police officers.
You didn't catch
There's
it?
something off about them, but they're not dead.
Well, I think we should go back inside and go to this thing. We got some information. We got a party to go to, and
I need to put
We're
this
no
stuff
closer.
back in my apartment.
yeah, it's probably a good call.
As you guys head inside, the camera is wide angle, way back, maybe on like some building, a couple buildings back. It shows you guys walking, you go inside. And as the camera sort of zooms out, you see the silhouette of a man, nondescript, in a trench coat, watching you. And that's where we're going to end. Da-na,
Ta-da.
da-na-na-na-na-na.
It's Batman.
It's Batman. It actually is Batman. All right. So next week, Leah will not be here.
Correct.
I
Which-
might be late.
You might be light. What does that mean?
Late.
Oh, late. It's like going light on it. Yep. Just let me know. Okay. Special thanks to the Patreon people: Daniel Holker, Narrative NPC, Tim Roberts. If you guys want to be on the Patreon, the link is there. It helps us. We do this. We do. There's the other podcast. I'm starting a web series called WYSIWYG. A whole bunch of stuff is going on. Media production by Couchfire Media. Hell yeah. Look at that sexy new camera Ken's got going on.
Oh,
Look at that depth of field.
it does have some depth.
Music is by all lowercase letters. You can find all lowercase letters everywhere. You can use it on your TikTok, as I have done. I think you might be able to use it on Instagram and such for things.
Yeah,
It's
Instagram, TikTok.
pretty interesting music. Mr. Interrupt as well. Right. So again, we'll be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. The podcast will go live Wednesday and Thursday in 2 parts. On this note, anyone who's listening, please leave a review on the podcast. I think you can do it on any podcast way thing that you use. If you don't have one, go to Amazon.com, type in DreadLore or the Red Writ, and if you left a review, it would be amazing. If you own a book, please leave a review anywhere you can to get awareness up. Yeah,
That's really good help.
like our shit, subscribe to it if you dig it, follow, tell people about it, because we'd like to build this community. We'd like to build the DreadLore community, and there's some stuff in the works about it. I have a silly idea which I will reveal right now. It'll be in the future, but I'm thinking about doing a Dread Con, so a little comic convention style thing that's themed with DreadLore. So be playing DreadLore, some indie RPGs, kind of this detective noir, steampunky feel, and I think that'd be really, really cool. It's an idea I've been working on, and it wouldn't be for like a year or two, but any support you have would be spectacular. Thank you, Little Gotham, for showing up and hanging out with us. And any other announcements, ideas?
I think we're all gonna do great.
Great. All right, everybody say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we doing the?
Oh yeah, we'll do
hours?
after hours. We're doing after hours.
I can't.
We'll be back.